Hey, it's Goji Berry here, and today I've got an awesome video for you on a brand new game that's in the alpha phase, and I really like this game. It's kind of snuck up on me. I bet it snuck up on a lot of people, but this game is called Temtem. So I've really enjoyed this game so far, just playing it for myself and enjoying catching all these new types of Temtem. But today I'm going to go over an auto grind technique that I have used to level up my Temtem. And I know this is going to help some of you out who really just want to max out all your Temtem or get certain Temtem to their evolutionary phases and stages and whatnot. So today we're going to create a macro from beginning to end on how you can grind your Temtem and level them up. And this is where you can really grind your characters from 20 to 40. And you can do it very efficiently and quickly without having to do any grinding yourself. So don't go anywhere, guys. The only things you need for this is Steam, a copy of Temtem that you can play on your PC or however you play on your PC. And then also you'll need Pullover's macro recorder, and that's going to be down in the link below, guys. Also the like button, sub buttons down there. So if you're interested in macros and coding for games, definitely follow this channel. The more followers I get, the more time I'm going to spend on these videos. So let's jump into the macro, guys. I'm going to show you step by step. Let's switch over the computer and I'll show you guys exactly how I did this. Alright guys, so we switched over the PC and I've got Temtem pulled up here on my computer, and what we're going to do is create a macro for this area. So starting off, I'm actually going to get some lower level Temtem. Okay, so you want to make sure that the team you have is roughly around level 20-ish. You don't need a level 40, obviously, but if you want one, you can have one in your group. I'm going to pick people around level 20. Anything below 20 is going to die fairly quickly. And if you're not familiar with this area, this is Superior Omanesia. Um, and this is the area we're going to be farming in. You can see I'm over here. What we're going to do is farm in this patch of grass here. And so before I start the macro, I want to make sure that the actual moves that my Temtem have are going to be good for this area. So anything that's fire is going to be a top priority. So I'm actually going to move Embers here and Fire Flame there. For Sierra, I'm probably going to do a kick. That seems fine. Mushy is going to be Urushiol. Hope I said that right. And then for Bonapi, it's going to be Embers, and we're going to keep the rest the same. And for Crystal, we're going to actually use Crystal Dust with him. And so you want to make sure that at least the first spell on every single Temtem that you have is going to be viable. And it's not a cooldown spell or anything like that. So it's not a spell that you can't use right out of the gate, and it's not a spell that after you use it, you can't use it again effectively. So you want a consistent move that you can use or attack that you can use with your Temtem. And so the first step is to get your Temtem correct and run over to this patch of field. Once you do that, we're going to start creating this macro for grinding levels for these Temtem. So I'm going to open up Pullover's macro creator, and then we are going to go into the options here, into the settings, and there's a few things we want to make sure that we have in the settings. The first thing is recording, and just to clarify, options here on this window, settings is the first one. And then on this list here, we're going to click recording. And we want to make sure that under keyboard, we have this capture key state down/up. That needs to be selected. And so and do check all the other settings here just to make sure everything's the same. But one thing that you absolutely need is this capture key state down/up. Also in the defaults, we're actually going to move to client. And so that means everything we record will be within this client window, relatively speaking. And so that hopefully that will work. Alright, so we're going to click OK once we've selected those. And the first thing that we're going to do in order to create this slick macro is we're going to do image/pixel search. And this is really a two-step macro. It can be a three-step macro if you want to run back and heal your Temtem, but that's a little more complex. So I'm going to click the image pixel search button here, and if it's not showing up, you might want to maximize your pullovers macro recorder window and make it a little bit bigger. And so we're going to click this button and a window is going to pop up. We're going to then click this ... and what it's saying is okay, where do you want us to search? So in this region area, we're going to hit this triple dot and we're going to right click. Basically, we're going to right click in this general vicinity around the orange marker on our map. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to click that, the ... and then right click and drag over the orange marker in the middle. After I've done that, I'm going to come down to the search area here, and I'm going to check pixel, and then I'm going to click get pixel on screen button, and then I'm going to right click this green right here. So we want to get this green color from the map. Then we want to make sure that we have if found continue, if not found continue. So we definitely want that. We want to make sure that we have add if statement, and we don't want to repeat until, and we only want this to repeat one time. So after that, we're going to click OK. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, and where the end if is, we're going to click on end if, and we're going to click the pause button. And we're just going to add some 500 millisecond pauses. So we're going to click OK, and that's going to add this pause here, and we're going to Ctrl copy and then paste that pause twice. Now hopefully I'm not going too fast for you guys, but you should be able to watch this video a couple times if you don't get it the first time, and iron out the details that you need. So we have 3 pauses here. The next step that we're going to take is we're going to right click on this screen and we're going to say insert keystroke. And so a window is going to pop up here that says insert keystroke, and we're going to go down until we find S. And this is assuming that you're playing with a keyboard and a mouse. Might have not clarified that before, but the only way this macro works that I know of is to use a keyboard and mouse. And so we're really going to use the keyboard aspect of this in order to grind. So I'm going to click the down button in this window. And what that means is the S key down. So when the S key's down is the command that we're going to give it. So we're going to insert S key down. Then we're going to click the up button. We're going to then click insert to insert S key up. And we're going to do the same thing for W. So we're going to click on the W key here. And once again, we're going to select down, insert, and then select up and insert. And so now you should have an S down, S up, W down, and W up. And now we're going to click close on the insert keystroke window. And then we're going to move this over to the forefront. And what we want to do is we want to put the S's in between the pauses. Just like so. Then we want to Ctrl copy and paste 3 more pauses here at the bottom, or 2 more. So now we have 3. Then we want to insert the W's as well in between those pauses. So basically you want to pause before and after every single keystroke. So after the S down button, we're actually going to change this to 600. We're going to click apply. So this modifies how long the pause is up here. Milliseconds, seconds, minutes. You could come in here and say 6 seconds. That's going to be 6,000 milliseconds. But we're going to put 600 for 600 milliseconds, so it's around half a second. And click apply, okay. And then we are going to go to this 500 and we're going to type in 150 and hit apply, okay. Then in between, after the W down, we're going to change this to 600, hit apply and okay. So we're going to run this first iteration of the macro just to see if it works. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to make sure that our play box here, this F4, is what we want it to be. This is going to be our hotkey to play the whole script. We're also going to see this loop, 0 infinite. We're going to have to set this to 0. That way it will go through this whole entire statement and loop around and go through the statement again. Another thing we want to make sure we do is this button here with the blue circle and the white play button in it, we want to hit the drop down arrow and we want to make sure that play from selected row is selected. And we're going to select the top row. And now we're going to test out the script that we just made. So we're going to hit the play button. We're going to click on our Temtem monitor and then we're going to click F4. And so if you did it correctly, your character should run up and down. And so now we've got a way for our character to recognize that he's in a field or in grass and to run up and down. I'm actually going to run away from this fight and just show that after this fight, I'm not touching the keyboard at all. You can see my character automatically starts running. Alright, so we confirmed that this code actually works. So the first step we're going to do next is we're going to save this. So I'm going to save this as Temtem Grind. You can save it as whatever you want. But I want to make sure I save this, and I'm actually going to close out of pullovers and reopen this macro. We've gotten into a fight, so the next step is we're going to pull up pullovers macro creator and we're going to select the very last line here, or we're actually going to click off of that line, and then we're going to click the image pixel search button again. And so you're going to click that button and it's going to open up the image search pixel search box. And with this box, what we want to do is we want to click the 3 dots and then we want to hold the right click button and we want to go over this area here. Then we want to click the pixel button here. So we want to make sure this is bubbled and then we want to select the pixel. The pixel we select is going to be black and then we're going to click OK. So the next step we're going to take with this macro is going to be super easy. What we're going to do, and especially since we only have one, even if you have 2 Temtem that you're fighting, you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to pull up your pullovers macro creator, and this is right after we have already selected this area here, and then we have picked the color black. And so when it recognizes that, it's going to go into fight mode. And so now what we need to do is we need to click the end if, the very last button that we have in our script. And then we're going to click this red circle here. So we're going to click the red circle, then we're going to click our client. Alright, so once Fireflame is selected, guys, what you want to do is you want to hit F9 on your keyboard. And so now it's going to start recording. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to fight this normally like I would any other way. So it looks like I killed him there. Looks like we have another window here to press F on. And that's it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit F9. And that's going to stop our recording for that fight. So then I'm going to pull over his macro recorder, and you can see here that we have some code here. So what we want to do is we want to delete everything, including that 5,000 or that 5-second pause. So we want to delete this. And then we want to look at the code that's black. So all of the black code is going to be not in any function. If you notice here, our code here is blue. So what we want to do is we want to click on the first line of that black code and then the last line of the code that we just recorded, and you want to move this in between the image, the if image / pixel found line of code, and in between the end if line of code. So you're going to place it right here in between 14 and 15. And once you've done that, that's our fighting code. And so now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then I'm going to click the very top line of code, and I'm going to play through this again. So I'm going to hit the blue circle with the white play button. And then I'm going to select the screen, move up a little bit, and click F4 on my keyboard. And now this macro should auto grind for me, guys. And so we're going to watch it for a little while, but that's the basic version of this tutorial on how you can auto grind Temtem without using the keyboard or anything. And this will actually go through battles for you. Although this is cool, guys, please be responsible and make sure you watch what type of Temtem appear. Because the last thing I would want anybody to do is miss a Luma or kill a Luma or miss the opportunity to catch one. So definitely, if you're running this like I do every now and then, please watch your screen. Make sure a Luma is not popping up so you don't kill it. That would be terrible. Alright guys, and that's the end of the tutorial. Of course, the optimal version of this is to have 2 Temtem with fire spells that can knock out 1 enemy each. That way they never get hit, and that way you can run this for a long time, and you can actually get them up to around 40 if you use this technique. But I appreciate everybody for watching. If you have any questions or concerns or something wasn't clear, please let me know in the comments below. I'll be glad to help you. And there is much more that I can share with you on creating macros. So if I see a lot of concern or a lot of interest in this, be glad to make more in-depth videos in the future. And always, you can join me on Twitch. I stream every now and then. And if you see me on Twitch, feel free to ask me questions about any one of my macros. Be glad to help you out with it. And it's a great opportunity for me to actually show you in person. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.